Is limiting touches a good idea to implement in my training sessions? So I see that a lot of coaches limit the touches from their players in possession drills and rondos and all kinds of exercises. They're just limiting the touches from their players. What is your goal when you limit the touches from your players? Please hit me a message. What are you thinking you are doing for your players when you say only 2 touches allowed, only 3 touches allowed? What do you want? What are you seeking from your players when you do that? Please answer me while I'm going to answer DEB. What is a coach thinking when he limits the touches from his players? Well, I'm going to say that everything you can do when you limit the touches, let's think we are the players, okay? There's me and there's DB, for example, okay? And we can only do 2 touches, okay? So I receive the ball. I control the ball. What else can I do? My next touch on the ball has to be a pass, right? So I can only control and pass or just pass, right? So that limits my own possibilities to solve the situation on my own, right? So now I'm dependable of my teammates. So what does limiting touches do? They make players that have the ball dependable on their teammates. So what does a coach have to correct in an exercise where he has limited touches? The player who has the ball or every other player in his team? Think again. You've just made the player with the ball limited in touches and dependable of his teammates. That means he only has 2 touches on the ball to solve situations. Is it his fault or everyone else's fault when he loses the ball? I'd say it's everyone else's fault because you've limited him. That's what you want. As a coach, that's what you are proposing to your team. You're saying whenever this guy receives the ball, he's going to have 2 touches. So everyone else, watch out and move quickly. Move quickly because you need to help him maintain possession because he only has 2 touches. Okay? So the problem with limiting touches is when a coach limits touches and is not correcting support. When a coach says, "Hey, let's make a possession drill, 2 touches max, and go play," and the coach is just watching, so nothing is happening. You're just frustrating your players because now they are losing a lot more balls than they would lose if they weren't limited in touches, and you're not helping the players that are losing the ball by correcting every other player in the team that has to help him because he's limited in touches, right? So that's the problem. The problem is when coaches limit the players' touches and they do not correct what has to be corrected. Because it's like, I tell you, draw the Mona Lisa here in front of me, but I'm going to tie your hands. So please move the board, right? Because I cannot move my hands. I need someone to move the board. Exactly. So it's the same. So when you limit the touches of a player, his team has to move more because he cannot do whatever touches he wants. So as 1, 2 touches, he has to have 3 options. So you need to correct support. So when should you limit touches in a team? Whenever you think support is not being correctly applied. So whenever you limit touches, remember, what do I have to correct in an exercise where I'm going to limit touches? Support. I have to correct everyone else in the team rather than the guy who has the ball. Oh, Dimitri, you're saying that I should forget about the guy who has the ball? Never. I'm just saying that when he executes the basic concepts, basic individual concepts, controlling with the furthest leg towards the space, head up and looking for an option, that's what he can do. He cannot do more because he only has 2 touches. So everything else is everyone else's fault. So correct the other players. Once the guy with the ball does that right, everything else that goes wrong from here is everyone else's fault. Okay? So you need to correct the entire whole team. Correct support. Tell them how to support with depth, third man, movements off the ball, check in and get out and leave space, attract opponents, whatever. But you need to correct the other guys, not the guy with the ball. Okay? So again, the question was, Is limiting touches a good idea to implement in my training sessions? Yes, if you want to correct support. If you don't want to correct support, then no, do not limit touches, because you're just limiting the possibilities of your players. They're not executing the game as it should be meant to execute, because in a normal game, players are not limited in touches. They can do whatever they want.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check my other videos on the same channel, the Soccer Excellence Mentor. Lots of free content for you as a soccer coach, as a soccer player, as a soccer club. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, the Soccer Excellence Mentor, and let's all drive our performance towards excellence.